Well, it's cool that it's allowing me to be live now because it didn't earlier. And we're actually just going to look at a few things. This being the big one for me. It got an 8.5. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. This was an SGC 10 at one time. We tried to crack it to switch companies. So we're gonna test that thing that you see all the time with we're going to send this to Beckett now and see, now that we have SGC and PSA's score, just to see. We're testing PSA's loyalty to its population control, I think. Can I say that out loud? And then obviously we're going to look at the Caitlin Clark Ice Hollow, and then I got a couple of smaller ones that I just think are really going to look fabulous inside the with the prism inside of the gold label. If you haven't seen what it looks like, this is don't judge my LeBron. It's the only thing I have in hand right now that's in a BCS. I hope if y'all can't hear me very well, let me know. I'm kind of so we're gonna go into a slab like this with the reasons why it's graded the way it's graded, and this is actually the only one I have currently in this box. And we have one more that I got from Tommy somewhere. It must be in the other box. That, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's in this blue box right here. That is the National Joe Burrow. And it is a CGC 10, I believe. And my stuff is just everywhere currently. Yeah, there it is right there. So we're also going to crack this one. So that is the CGC. Now, there's nothing wrong with CGC. It just doesn't sell as well as the other two. The market share, I've been paying close attention to the market share on PSA because I've been feeling like, they're not really transparent on their grading systems, and cards that look exactly the same are coming back with different numbers. If it's actually swinging, because there was a time where Beckett grading was by far where you wanted to send all your top dollar cards. And if you've noticed, if you ever see any massive hits, any $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 hits, Mahomes, RPAs, and those kind of things, they're more than likely in a BCS slab. I've noticed more and more, and then I started doing more research on how it, on what the expectations are. And oh, there's my other two. And then you have, BGS slabs that are not super big. See, we're at centering 9.5. You're not cracking that one open, because you can't do anything about the centering, right? But if that was a 10, 10, 10 surface 9, chances are you could wipe it and recenter it if it was really worth the money. Now, for a Topps Now card, it's not worth the money. But if you got a Mahomes downtown or something like that, and you got some 10s in that surface, see that surface is a 9.5? See, this could technically probably be wiped down if you're really careful and really good at it. Wiped down and then fixed for the 10, 10, 10 and turn that into a black label. Now, a black label of this is $40. This is maybe 25 or $30. That's not worth the risk. So, and also, let me be right back. I have a Lamar, I can't even get to it. I have a Lamar Jackson on campus that I really, really want to send, but I've been working in this room, and I've got so many boxes blocking it. I'm going to have to crawl over some things. So there we have it. So if you've never, hey Tommy, how's it going? I see Tommy and Jason, appreciate y'all hanging out. It's 7:38. It feels like 11 here. If you've never cracked a slab before, I've seen it done several ways, but one of the major things is you don't want to stick anything sharp here. One of the nightmarish situations is scratching the card with a screwdriver. I have watched a few other ways to do it. Now, this has been a very popular one for me at the 8.5, but I've got so much money into it raw. And if you look at this PSA, I have a 9 as well. This is probably one of my GOAT cards I've always wanted since I got back into the hobby. And if you look at the PSA value compared to the 9, this is higher by almost $200 because this is a pop 8.85, but no one wants to pay even what the Rawls version. So we're going to crack it open. We're going to send it to BCS. I think the on campus, I think the downtowns, I think they look amazing in the BCS slab version because of the holographic here. So if you put that Caitlin Clark in there. Now the thing with the Caitlin Clark is it has some sort of, I don't know, like oily film. I'm about to go get some white gloves to pull it out, and you literally can just take the white glove and wipe it down. If that doesn't work, I'll put a tiny little bit of card spray and wipe it off. It's really good for things. I don't see any nicks to it. I know we're looking at a corner, and we'll look at it in a second, but this, I believe, was and Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, this was a PSA 8 when we sent it in, correct? But it was not touched at all. We sent it in just as it is. We didn't wipe it down. We didn't do anything like that. But the pre-grading company we sent it to had it as at least a 9. So that usually means that the structure of the card, see, you don't see any dents. I don't see anything like that. That means the structure of the card is pretty much intact, but they're not going to wipe this stuff off. So if you give me just a second, I'll go get the glove and the little toolbox I got. Let's see if we can get this going real quick. I'd love to have some background music for you guys, and I'm just not there yet. And all I have is tripping over something. So there's all my tools. All right, and we're back. So basically, and these actually came, these soft cotton gloves came with, ooh, can y'all tell I'm tired? Came with a pack of top loaders. I bought a case of top loaders, and they're real stretchy. My hands are extremely big. Now you can tell but it's enough to where you can use to wipe it down. Now this is the Card Care products. So we're not gonna, because it's going to grading stuff, we don't like play around with this too much. I don't mess with it too much. But we're gonna probably use a little bit just to get the film off, because you can still see the film. You can see the film. Now again, I'm not one that's going to sit here and play around with anything that's not, polished up and all that stuff. Anything that's not going in, a personal collection. But this is definitely one that we want to look at. It's in the sleeve. And then sometimes they just pull this stuff off the sleeve. But if you, I don't know how much you can actually see this on the camera. I don't really have, but there, and if you have any kind of plastic cards like this, because it's basically plastic, you can kind of feel it. It's not grease. It's just something, I guess, they put in the card so they don't stick or whatever. But there might be a hair out of place right there. We're looking at this edge, this little flat edge. But what we do is, I don't do anything with it when it comes to material stuff. I just literally use Kirk's platform method. So basically, when this is, I will put it between these two plates, and it will, overnight, will basically hold it into its original state. If you have any kind of little ding right there, you don't really need, and I don't even know if this one's worth, I don't see what, but this is a $80 rare card. A raw card. And so we're basically gonna put it down. Let's back this up real quick. And Tommy, let me know if you've been able to, share it, do it. This is more of an experiment. I don't really do this online. This is more of an experiment to see if, as we get ready to, sorry guys, I'm doing this backwards. As we get ready to do our break on the Elite thing. So we're streaming on the Facebook Live. Again, basically what I'm gonna do with this one, I'm gonna do with every single one that we have. So this is basically like a cotton plow, but we also have this. We have which is really like a really nice felt. And then you want to go, if you're going to wipe cards down, you want to wipe them out. Okay. I take right to center. All right. I take right at the center. And then we're going to go out towards the corners. That's it. You don't want to go in reverse. You don't want to, you don't want to scrub or anything like that. You're just going to slowly, almost like you're petting a kitten. And you can wipe that sucker in and out. There's no, return motion to come here that could catch the card at any point. The other thing is, if you're going to wipe the card down, you want to do the back as well. Now, one of the tricks I did see that I haven't seen many people do is you take a penny sleeve to flip it over. And you're going to slide this, and then that's going to lift it. You're not going to use a fingernail or anything like that. And you're going to flip that over. And you're basically going to do the same thing. You can also use the penny sleeve to hold it. I know right now it doesn't make any sense because I have the glove and the thing on the side. I probably should have the glove on the left hand so I can control. But a lot of times I just wipe it with the cotton glove and it's fine. This one has just a hair of some sort of film, like an oil or something like that. Not necessarily on the back, but on the front. And I'm gonna need my finger. And now we're just looking for dents, okay? Any kind of imperfection to the surface. And I don't see it in my eyes. I don't see it on the camera. And that's looking pretty good right there. You want to make sure there's no fingerprints. All right, which is basically why I'm going to do this just slightly because I've already wiped it down, but I wouldn't suggest. And then we're looking at that corner. I mean, that's as sharp as I think you can be. There is a little surface to it, like a little, I don't know, little mini scratches. It may need some polishing up. Not something I'm going to do on the stream, though. And mainly it's not because it's because there's so many things in my face with the microphone and the camera. I want, when you're putting some sort of card polish and stuff on it, I don't want to worry about the camera blocking my view at any point. Let me tell you how sharp this card is and how strong these prism cards are. If you have a prism card, this thing just cut the side of this. It just grazed the edge and opened it. That's a pretty sharp corner right there. So the corners are not the issue. I think this is almost all surface issue. I'll also put it underneath the to measure the edges to make sure that we're in a 10. But I think we have a really good shot at improving this score, especially being that it was an 8, which I think is insane. All right, so the two things I wanted to do is we're going to keep these. The two things we're going to do is we're going to take this CGC and we're going to send this to Beckett. Now I got this from my boy Tommy, who's in the chat. Appreciate you coming. Now Tommy, this bag doesn't fit this thing right here. That's not a bag you want to put the CPC stuff in. That's but no harm to it. So we're going to crack this thing. This is a 10, so there should be no issue, right? And Card Collector, if you watch, which is the, I don't want to say parent company, but basically connected to Market Movers. And almost everybody in our business knows Market Movers and what they bring to the table. And yeah, Jason, you can get some stuff. I mean, I can't tell you. I still do this, but I do it on vintage things. I don't mess too much with new stuff. But let me show you. And this is still ugly. But this right here, this Franco Harris was almost crumbled. And you can look on one of the channels, any of the channels. I actually do the video. See, there was a huge crease here. There was a huge crease down his face. You can't see the crease at all anymore. It took 3 days, though. It's not something you can do in 20 minutes. So if you want to, if you got a Jackie Robinson like Tommy does, and hits a 3, and you have somebody that's really good at this, you can take that $800 3 and turn it into a $1,600 6. But it takes 3 to 5 days. Just the drying alone, to dry it in its correct position where it doesn't curl up, is the massive trick. And it takes taking these sleeves and stuff like that. But yeah, they have something called card recovery now for the plastic cards. But I'm going to show you exactly what we do. This one's going to Beckett. This is now mine. I traded, I don't even remember what I traded, Tommy, and you can give the crew. And I actually I actually bought a specific for this. Now, yes, you can crack this with like a nutcracker type thing and then stick a screwdriver in it and then pry it open. I've seen that done, but I've also seen this done where you just cut it right down the center and it will pop. They call it a one break. Now, I've never done a CGC and I've never done it online. So you're just slowly pressing. And these things, they've been working on football helmets for 15 months. I may have, oh, there you go. We've got the crack. So we are basically going to send a lightning bolt right down the center of this thing. All right. So it didn't go like the last two I did. probably because I had it held up. But here's the other thing. You don't want the cracks and stuff to scratch the card up. So you're going to have to be extremely careful when you pull the cards off. And a lot of times I keep these on the ground so they don't move so much. And the lighting I have in here, I'm not real happy about it right now. All right, they got little shards. We're gonna keep this because when it comes back, I'm gonna do a little reveal, kind of like they do the. I also see that CGC does not put it in a sleeve where other ones do. So this is, cracking this is actually dangerous because it's not even in the sleeve. The other two that I've cracked actually was in the sleeve. This one right here, if you can see, this one right here is in a sleeve in that. And I know some PSAs aren't, but I think some PSAs are even in the sleeve. In a sleeve. This one's not either, but I've noticed. But I know that one for sure is. And I think that's something they're starting. So now that we've got the corner up, you gotta be real careful not to bend it. And I feel like I kind of want to take this off so I can so I can pop it. But I did see someone working on a downtown of Pat Tillman, and I'm sure y'all may have seen it because I'm sure it went viral. And he cracked it like this. He put the screwdriver in this way and it slipped. And when I tell you, it cut that downtown right down the center, about 2.5 inches. And if you know anything about that, it's that will break your heart. I mean, you just scratched $1,000 Pat Tillman to try to, make it like that. So let me see if I can find I could probably use this. I've broken this a few times, if you notice, but I've never tried to pry open a card with it. But once you get and you just have to, I'm not even doing it. My biggest thing now is not to hit that corner now that I see that it's not. So that's actually coming apart. Now that it's separated, it's coming apart pretty easy. So we want to pull this thing without it breaking in the center and hitting the front. And I'm going to take this off camera just so I can get a grab of this card and pull it out without hitting it in any other, well, let me see. Okay, so we're gonna nice and slowly slide that boy out. There we go. All right. So the CGC is no more. Appreciate you, CGC. I'm gonna send a comic book for you to grade, but we're not gonna grade cards with you. Nothing wrong with them. I just like it. So there is our Joe Burrow white sparkle from the National. Now this is already a 10. So the only thing I'm going to do with it, because I shouldn't have to do anything else, and it doesn't look like all the corners, all the sides same. So the only thing I'm going to do with it is take the black. I don't know. I think it's a makeup thing, guys. Honestly, the only time I go into makeup, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do earlier, and I'm going to flip my hand in the glove. But I'm just going to wipe it. Just in case my fingerprint got on the front when pulling it out. We're going to wipe it from... And here's the thing. I am actually left-handed, which is kind of weird. But I do everything right-handed because my grandmother was a teacher, and she was an English teacher, and she taught me right-handed. And it was like a left-handed... All the desks were right-handed back in the day. So I do a lot of things with my right hand. One thing I cannot do with my right hand is throw a football, which is absolutely hilarious as a coach. So there we go. We're going to take it, do what I did earlier, get the penny sleeve. We're obviously going to put a penny sleeve. If you can hear, my other son is like filming a YouTube video or something in the back, just screaming and hollering, just like kids do. So we're going to go that inside out towards the corners. I'm not even going to rub anything down the sides. And I'm going to turn the card instead of turning my hand. All right. So now I'll take the penny sleeve, flip it up, and there it is. It should be perfect, good to go, right? Like it's already a CGC 10. We just want it to be a BGS 10. I mean, yes, a Beckett 10. We're going to put it right into a brand new holder. And then there we go. No, that's an old one. I don't know how that old one got with my new ones, but that's also an old one. Where are my new ones? Is that new? Should say PGU on them. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then we'll slide that right in there. And Joey B. Here's the other thing I learned from other people. If your top loaders are tight, you can put a bigger card in there, stretch them out a little bit before doing these. But I have really big hands, so I'm going to stick my big finger in there and widen it. And then there you go. And then Joey B's ready to go. So he is going off. Him and Caitlin Clark's going to go off. There was another. Oh, yeah, the big one, which I'm obviously, if you can tell, I'm a little nervous. Now here's one that I haven't wiped any of these. I think I'm going to send this down. I just saw today he was down for a couple weeks, so his card's going to go down a little bit again. This one I actually have done all the things. This thing had dimples. It had the exactly the same film that it had on it, and it had what else? It had something else on it, and all of it's gone. The only dimple you can see left is this one right here, and that one was way deeper. Like when I wiped it, it felt like something moved, like it actually had a rock or a bubble in it, and if you can still see it. My understanding is if it has under 3 imperfections when it comes to dimples and stuff like that, they can still mark 10. Anything above that, any more than those, and they will dock some of them. So I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to send it to you. This is actually one of my favorite cards that I own, that I got a hold of. And it took me a long time to trust myself to actually touch this thing because I didn't want to mess it up. That's my own sticker that's really sticking. Let's see, put that right there. And this is the one-touch magnets we use with the penny sleeve on the inside. We get those from Pro Mold. They're amazing. The company's amazing. The owner reaches out to me personally about some things. So this is one that has already been touched up and everything. So basically what I'm going to do here, and if you can tell, like there's just, I took a while thinking this was something on it. That's actually the spray paint from the background. So yeah, I'm going to put the glove back on. And maybe I need somebody to make me some bigger cotton gloves, I guess. But we're going to put this penny sleeve fits this promo thing. So, but if you look at that surface, his face is super clean. There's no edge problems at all. I'm very excited about what the possibility of this one could be. We're just going to slide this into a brand new penny sleeve. Like so, super. Well, I thought I felt something on the back of it. And you don't want to send them a piece of dirt or something. But maybe that was just me on the outside. So we're going to slip that into the new penny sleeve. We're going to put this right into this. It's ready to go. Like I've done 2 to 3 days worth of work on that one already. So we're gonna see how how it works. Now, again, I was planning on sending this to PSA, but we're mad at them right now. So we have two very excellent quarterbacks. A couple $100 each of these raw could really jump with the right grade. Whether you pick PSA or SGC. Now, I don't know how many people are watching and all that stuff anymore, but this one I've been going back and forth on. I bought this one for $40, $50. This is the Stars logo. Almost all of these are graded. I'm just trying to figure out if I should send this into grading or not. It may have a little corner issue right there, but I think I think it's not a massive problem. And then we have the Mason Taylor, which I think would look really cool. $199. It's impeccable, but it's a black, and I think sending that to SGC is good. I mean, it's not SGC. BGS. I think that's my plan at the moment. So, what do we do next? Do we tackle this one? I tell you what, I know what we're going to do next. We're going to wipe down the Caitlin Clark. And I truly feel like there is still a tiny bit of stuff on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take tiny bit of card spray. We're going to take this cotton, and we're going to take this card spray. Now, what I tell you this, I did not watch enough videos before I started playing with Kurt's stuff. You do not ever spray the card. The first card I sprayed, thank God it was a double or something, throwaway basically. It bubbled up because one, it was vintage. It was like an 80s card. I'm going to take like literally just enough to, that's it. That's all I'm doing with it. Just enough to even feel like it's wet. Now, it's got to come out of the penny sleeve. And since it had the oil in this penny sleeve, I'm just going to toss that penny sleeve away. And we're going to do the exact same thing we wiped it down with the white, but we're just going to wipe it straight to the corner. Straight to the corner. And if there's any kind of residual oil or whatever it is that comes off the plastic, I guess, that makes it feel like a film, it'll be gone. I mean, it's barely damp, but it's just enough to take again, I try not to move the card so much. And these are really tricky. It's like, if you look like right there, it looks like it's dented, but it's not. It's just the way the holograph, that ice looks in the thing. Now, you're going to dry it. We're going to take the black and go over it the same way. And that's how simple it is to wipe down cards. Like if you send in cards or get cards pre-graded with us, this is basically what's going to happen. Really, real gentle. You're watching it happen. I won't use spray unless it has some sort of weird film in it. I don't want to put anything extra on it that's not absolutely necessary. So I don't see, Tommy, I don't see the corner issue. Is that what you're talking about right here? This. Because he does have a corner tool and an edging tool, but and it's basically to rub right here just to get the frays off. But this thing's plastic, so I don't. Oh, that looked like it did it. I mean, you just roll it, almost like sharpening a knife. Only it takes tiny little hair fragments off. But I don't want to do much more to this. This thing looks immaculate. Oh, it doesn't, you can feel it doesn't have the film on it like it does. So that actually worked really well. So there we go. So Caitlin is heading to Plano, Texas. And she will be back in half the time. She will be back in half the time it takes to get to PSA. So now, if you're a PSA truist, royalist, whatever, like a purist, we're okay with that too. We send stuff to PSA, we send stuff to Beckett, and we send stuff to SGC. I still send some old stuff to SGC. I would not send the newer stuff to SGC. It doesn't, unless you just want everything to match to get your money's worth. But I think this actually came out really good, really nice. I don't know if the camera gives it to it. So we've got 3 ready to go. Okay. I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to stack her right here. I don't know why I've left this up there. I guess it's to show you that we're putting in. And then now, the big boy, which I feel like is the big boy. Again, I don't see a dimple. But maybe when we crack it open, we can find some things. It's probably not 100%. There is a tiny little thing in between the on and the campus. But here it is. Here we go. So the 8.5 is no more, guys. All the people that have wanted it, that wanted a piece, but it's they weren't bad enough to pay what I needed to pay for it. So we are gonna finish this thing off, and it will be a BGS slab before we're done. Maybe. This thing's kicking my butt right now, guys. Well, I've broken 4 PSA slabs without issue. Now, I didn't use this tool, so maybe that's the tool. This thing has dented it. It's not cracking. So, this one is actually feeling more like a rubber. Like, I mean, look at that. It's not cracking like a cellophane. So, again, I guess I'll work on this one when I don't have a camera in my face, so I can be really careful, because if I screw this thing up myself, I'll be really sad. This is one of my top cards. So, Tommy, if you're still there, is this the other one we're putting in? Michael Penix, is that the... I think Michael Penix is the other card we decided to send. And I have the Lamar Jackson that matches. So, see if Michael Penix can go. Tommy, give me a bump if you're still watching. Now, looking at this one just offhand, it is off-centered. The gap between there and the gap between there is off to the right. So this is not going to tin, even if I wipe it down. Yeah. See, so the back is off to the left. There's more of a gap here than here. And it's visibly notable, so I know it's going to measure. And the same thing, this gap here is bigger. So it is off-centered that way. It's top to bottom is okay. And then the back is off-centered that way. So everything is pushed this way. Really beautiful card. But I don't know it's going to get what you want it to. So we'll discuss that before I pull it out at this point. Now I see that. And then we have this one. So I'm going to put a little bit of card polish on this one, clean up. This is personal one. It's one of my favorite cards. Is autographed by Jamar Chase. Probably has a little spittle on it from being spit on and stuff. We're gonna wipe that off and we're gonna put it in there too. So, all right, guys, I think we're gonna turn it off and see how the test worked. We're gonna send all of these, and I have the Genty on. And the one thing I do like about the rookies this year is they're all color matched. And then we have a Bryce Underwood Panini NIL. So this one's a little ways from being super, super expensive. We're going to see if we can't catch a good grade on that one as well. So all right, guys, appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, follow Facebook, follow the YouTube, the new YouTube. We're up to 68 or so. We'll load this one probably on top of. And what I'll do is I'm going to pull the computer out after breaking that on campus, type it all in, and they will go out in the morning. So appreciate you watching.